Good morning, everybody. I've got Pony Girl here. It's been a couple of days since we've been in the yard. She's had a day off. So, we're going to work with her this morning and we're going to show how good she's gotten now. So she's right here. Let me just bring this here. Pop that there. And let us see what she's doing there. There's the girl. Looking good. It's a bit hard to sort of show everything because I don't really have her a big space for camera to work. So what we've been doing, as you know, we've been doing some rope stuff, and you can see she's still got a little apprehension after a day off, but she's not terrible about it. She'll start off nice and easy, much better than she normally is. Good girl. Go over the neck. There we go. A nice rub. Girl. Over this side. What we do on one side, we do on the other. A nice rub. She says, what are you doing? I'll wait for her to acknowledge that before we go any further. And I want to show you how good she is with the shovel now. Just let us process that. I want to see that release first. Let it out. And do your licky chews. We've already done them. You haven't done them yet there, have you? Since I don't need to, I wasn't that worried about that. So I'll continue with the movements that I'm using. You can see their ears change when you go towards the bump. Good girl, good girl. It's almost like she's trying to protect herself there. She is trying to protect herself. She's very concerned about things. And there's a reason for it, but we don't know quite yet. So, come on, love. Good girl. So it's going to be, actually I might stand this down because it's probably a little bit too high there. We'll go back this way. Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, she is cute. She's a new one. She's an older girl. We're still trying to determine tooth-wise how old she is. They said she's around 9 to 10 years of age, or 8 to 10 possibly. Looking at her teeth, she's very long in the teeth. I don't know that that's correct, but the ridges that she has are still up the top, so she might still be quite young, but she's got very long teeth. They could be right about her age. She may even be younger, given looking at the top where the top ridges are. They're not moving at all right now, so it's hard to determine at certain ages, but she definitely has her 7-year-old teeth, so she's got her 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on either side at the front. So, and they've grown up. So she's at least, we know for sure she's not under 5. That's for certain. So we're going to just do basics first. Like I said, just begin with basic stuff that we normally would do with her every day. Get her back familiar because she was away yesterday. She was out roaming with Henry all day. Good girl. And you'll notice now her ears are a lot better than they have been. She's a bit more relaxed about things. She's looking around, but she's relaxed. Until you go behind. Once you go behind, she gets a bit upset then. So let's watch and see how well she follows when we're asking for a turn. And we're going to stand. We're going to grab this shovel, which was a big scary thing a few days ago. Couldn't get near it with it. Just want to move back a little so you can see what I'm doing. So this thing here was scary to her, and now she'll come right. Come on. So we've taught her how to advance when she's scared. So how to come forward when she's frightened. If she's scared of something, she'll come forward now, which is very good. Also, she was petrified if you lifted this up. She's still apprehensive about it, but she was petrified before. So we don't know whether someone's lifted something up and scared the shit out of her at some point. Probably so. Now she's happy to have a bit of a massage with it. Don't have to even hold her there. She'll just let you do it. Oh, there we go. And either side too. We can put the big side up as well. She's not worried about either side there. Big side she's a little less happy about, but the small side she knows gives nice rubs. So she says, yeah. She's still holding her breath in, and you can see on her face and in her eye, she's still, oh, what's going on here? I observed her in the paddock yesterday, good girl, and she was petrified of everything in the paddock. It was really, I couldn't believe how scared a horse could be being in a paddock. She was terrified of everything. If a bird was flying past, she was looking up, jumping. It was very windy though. So she's nervy in her own environment with or without a person. So this may just be a base of how she is. This may just be who she is. She may just be an awfully nervous girl. And anything and everything is a threat. So we've got to be very careful with a horse like that because, like I said, once you start giving them some confidence, they can get a little bit carried away with their bravery. And if they feel defensive, they're more inclined to have a go than a horse that's not brave. So she's got more bravery now. So she has a couple of times given me the dirties and dirty looks and as if she's going to maybe nip me. She's tried nipping me once. We fixed that and there she just released then. And we're still not sure that she isn't pregnant because part of me thinks she could be pregnant. Simply because usually a tubby horse like this with a belly this size, you'll have fat on and around the jowls. So under here would be fat, and it's not. It's actually that of what a thin horse would be. Also the neckline would be, good girl, fatter, and she's a bit tender there. Okay, so that wasn't very nice. So let's see what's that about. She might be out in the neck there. I think she is. I think she's had a bit of a, she might have had a bit of a, bit too much fun yesterday running around with good old Henry. So I want her to stand and stay with me there while I come to the side without her freaking out. And let's see if she'll do it. She says, I don't know. So we're going to go to where she's going to walk around this. And that way she has to have it near her. She has to go past it. Even though she's just circling it, she's going past it as well. Her rear end is still passing it, even though she's pushing it back. So we'll stop there. She's going to have a look. She says, okay, that wasn't so bad. Let's have a think about that. We'll give her time to process again. Most important thing with horses like this is the processing time you give them. This is where patience is the key. You must give them time to think about what's just occurred and release that energy, that pent-upness. It's like us, if we're holding our breath because we're scared of something, afterwards we kind of let out a big sigh and we're like, oh. Well, horses are no different. And the way we can tell if they've let anything out, she's very uncomfortable right now. And I'm just watching this belly here, and this is a bit concerning. Like she's looking as if this side of the belly has swung this way. I think she is pregnant. I could be wrong, but it might just be her shape. But she certainly looks it. And, or either that or she's just got very gassy belly and grass belly happening. There we go. Nice little release there. Good girl. While she's standing nicely and quietly, I'm going to drop that on the ground there. I'm going to put this and drop it right there. And look at that reaction. That's a beautiful reaction. Much better than what we normally have. Good girl. And we go again. What we do on one side, we must do on the other side. So I'll show you her, stand her there, so you can see what's coming. And I'm going to drop that. Slight step back, but nothing major. So that's pretty much, oh, now she's like, oh, come on. And that's without any reinforcement or anything like that. When I say reinforcement, I mean me holding this and asking her to stay. So I'm going to ask her to come forwards towards the shovel. Shovel's going to be, good girl, good job. I'm going to ask her to come over and step over again. And this is her confidence building. This is what builds the confidence. Her being able to go around this object and pretty much go over it fear-free, like so. Good girl. Good job. So it doesn't look like she's made a great deal of progress, but she actually has, because this was all very scary for her. She's had time to think about it and time off, and now she's got time to consider. And like I've said before, everything was, oh my God, what are we going to do to each other? What are you going to do to me? Oh, now see, I just banged my leg and she's reacted to that. So let's go back and correct that. And that wasn't me banging her, that was me banging my leg, and she's gone, oh God, something terrible's just happened. Come on. And it's all about asking her nicely, letting it be her idea. Good girl. And we go back again with the shovel again. Oh, so nice. Drop again. Enough of the shovel now. So now we're going to go to the feet. And we're going to see how we go with picking her feet up. So I'm going to ask her to wait there for me. Shovel, up, stay. Yep, back. Back. Good girl. So we've had problems with the feet, with getting her to hand her feet over. She's not happy about doing so. So we're going to go first with the side that she has the least difficulty with, which is this side here. I will hold her here simply because a couple of times she's tried to nip. My friend came over the other day, just for safety reasons, we're going to ask her nicely. And for safety reasons, I advise anyone who's working with this pony at this point, because she's got a bit more confidence now. And there we go. She gives the knee beautiful. There we go. And there's no more stomping there. She's just handing. So let's try this side now. Good girl. Not happy hamper about it, but is going to allow me. Eventually we'll get to where we don't have to hold this part. This is just in case she tries to swing towards. And we're going to ask her to drop for a second. Drop. Drop. And see, she's giving a refusal of dropping there. So now once she drops, then we give her a rub. And we say, good girl. Good job. And it's all about being safe around a horse you don't know. She's small, but she's quick. I've seen what she can do to the other horses, and it's not nice. She's pretty fast. And look how quickly we get that one, and she's holding that for me. Without stomping today, that's the first time we've not stomped with that foot. That's really good. Good girl. Now I'm going to give her some nice rubs. Oh, there we go. Okay, good girl. So that was awesome. We're going to leave it at that for the front. I'm going to just travel my hand down to the back, but I'm not going to try to touch the back legs yet. I'm nowhere near confident enough to do that. I think it's going to be a lot more work before that will happen. Good girl. And just one more and very quicker movement there. You've got to remember too, and did you see that hoof come up then when I did that? Ready? See that? Oh, you can't see it. Okay, so when I'm touching then, she's threatening to kick. So if you watch her back leg, up as soon as, so she's warning me there, don't do it. So she doesn't want to lift that leg again. Let's see what she does when I do this. She's doing it again. So this is her warning system. This is how she warns us not to screw with her. Look at the face on her there and the eye. She's having a good think about, do I kick or don't I kick? What do I do? Yeah, she's relaxing there. But for her to be constantly lifting that leg whenever I'm touching here, like watch that, here she goes. Good girl. Much better there. Good girl. That's nice and relaxed. Good girl. There we go. There we go. And she's up it again. So she says no. So she's got that back leg coming up again. Don't know if you saw that, but good girl. Action. That was this. And their front, their teeth, their face. So if they're going to be one that's going to go from the back, they'll show you those signs and they will lift that back leg when they're not happy with what you're doing. So what I'm going to do with her, so walk, yep, stay, up, back, back. I don't want her to follow, I want her to stay back. Good girl. Just want her to stand there in that moment. Good girl. Good girl. Like her to stay. Good. Back, yep, back. Yep. She's not happy today. She's not happy at all. So we're going to get something that she's going to be maybe good with, maybe not. It's a water bottle that I used yesterday. So yesterday we did work with the water bottle here. I'm going to ask her to, first I'm going to show it to her. I'm going to ask her to come in. So we've only done one day on the water bottle where it's actually been full on intense work with it, where she's had to deal with it. I use water bottles all the time because I'm out in the heat all the time. She has to get used to me doing things with the water bottle. Now yesterday we did nothing. So it'd be interesting to see how willing she is to step towards the shaken water bottle. Good girl. Good girl. And we stopped for a second. She says, I don't know if I'm comfy about that, but we'll have a smell. Have a look. And we can touch face now, which could not do. We can touch front and we can touch side cheek. Good girl. Good job. We can also touch up. There we go. And there she goes. Good girl. What you don't want to do is cause her to have an explosion, because if she gets to a point of explosion, she will probably attack. And if she does, I think it will be a large attack. It won't be small. The way I'm reading her is that if you give her too much pressure, she's trying to find a way out and she can't find one. If you work too much with her on one thing at a time, and you've got to just relax it. You can see there, she's not terrible about it. She's not happy about it. She's shaking it. She's curious though, very curious. It's going up in the air. I'm going to ask her to stay in that moment. Good girl. She's trying to release herself. Good girl. Let's see if she'll bow down. Let's drop. The fact that she'll drop when that's there is a good thing. That eye is very much on the prize. And you'll notice I'm giving her space, so she's not got no space to work. I'm going to ask her to drop. Good girl. Just drop. Good girl. As soon as she drops, I release. As soon as she gives, I release. Good job. There we go. Now I'm going to be walking around probably making sounds like this all the time. So we want her to be okay with those sounds without exploding. Good girl. So now we're rubbing up and down the body, and look at the difference in the ears now. The ears are going back a bit. It's not I'm going to attack your ears. I'm very nervous and I don't know what this is. Good girl. Yes, just relax. Yes, just relax. Yes. Just relax. Good girl. You can look. She'll warn you with her stomp. When it's too much, she'll stomp. This is a good thing. We have a horse that tells us before she explodes. So that's a good thing. Some horses, they're not as honest as her. They won't tell you before they have an explosion. So yesterday I did a couple of times dropping the water. Now when I did that yesterday, I just dropped the water down on the ground. When I dropped it yesterday, she took off like a rocket. So I'm going to ask her to come towards the water once it drops. Ask for that confidence, move forward. Good girl. Good girl. Lovely job. And the water bottle's right at her feet, almost. And she says, oh, I'm not going to pussyfoot around though. I'm going to just show it, and we're going to try again. So that's scared. Yeah, that's a bit frightening. It is a big sound. It's a strange sound, isn't it? But you're okay. Just have a breathe and think about it. Relax. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. That's a good girl. Good job. Good job. That's a good girl. She's upset with me because she knows I mean work. And she knows I'm a bit different to who she's probably worked with before. So this stuff is giving her more confidence, but it's also, I think, scaring her because I don't think she's ever really had any confidence within herself to be able to do much at all, except be petrified continuously. Come on. And ask her to come forward. Good girl. We're going to follow the water. Follow the water bottle. Good girl. Travelling, she's good. Walking and stuff and travelling, she's good. It's when she stops and thinks, that's when she has the trouble with all this. There we go. She didn't run off that time. She stayed in one spot. That's really good. You'll be surprised just how important that little not run was. That's her saying, I remember. It didn't hurt me yesterday or the day before. It's obviously not going to hurt me now. And I'm still not sure about it. I'm not sure about the sound it makes. But I'm okay with you coming near me with it. It's okay. Not a problem. And back. She's still got her head, you know, the eye is very much showing her wipes. Happy's do anyway, but I'm going to ask for her to keep bumping until she releases her pressure. So she's really blocking herself up there. She's blocked herself there, rigid. She says, I'm not moving. And I'm just saying, okay, well then we're going to hold until you move. Okay, there we go. She'll relax and she'll let that snort out. There we go. And she'll lick and chew in a minute most likely. We're going to wait for that before we do anything else because she's very tense right now. There we go. We got the lick and chew. Okay, good girl. Don't be fooled by the lick and chew. Just because they're licking and chewing doesn't mean that they have let all the tension out. They're letting out bits of tension. So they can still be quite tense. She is tense. She's holding herself quite stoically here. And the shoulder, if I feel her shoulder muscle there, it's very tight. So she's really tight because she's nervous. She's pretty... There we go. So we dropped the water bottle again, and this time we got no problem. Hey, Beard. How you doing? Hey, everybody. Hey, Dougie. How you doing? So the more that you don't screw around with it, the more we just work at it, the more she's willing to tolerate things at a different level. And now watch how different she gets when I go up in the air. This is a very big problem for her, something above her head. It's a problem for most horses. They don't like, they'll have a tree above them, but that's okay because they're used to trees. But even with this, with her, when she first came here, that tree above her, if it was moving, that was an issue. But what I'm going to ask her to do is, while I'm shaking it, I'm going to ask her to bring her head down. This is a true test as to whether she's going to cope or not. Good girl. There we go. Oh, and you hear that sound. That sound is very much a, I've got it in, I'm tight, I'm scared, but I'm going to let it out. And that's what she's doing. And there she goes. And watch now, she's thinking about moving a step forward. Good girl, without being asked, so that's good. Now I'm going to ask her to come forward towards the bottle. Big scary object. One more. One more. One more. Good girl, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. And then the scary object is going to become the object that makes her feel nice. There's a mosquito. Get rid of that bastard. And we're going to have the rubs. Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? There we go. And you give her a reward for the... It's the sound that's bothering her. She does not like the sound. She's okay about the motion. It's the sound. Good girl. Just relaxing. And just watching that tail. If it starts swishing and the feet start stomping, then we know we need to settle. Going to unhook her now. Let her have a free time. And let's see when I drop the bottle, what she does. You ready? Look at that. Good job. So she's holding her own there. Even though she is taking a step back, she has no one on another end of a tether to indicate to her that she needs to stop. So she's done that by herself. And look at the eye change. She's actually relaxed quite quickly then. So that's really good. She's got the nice eyes. Almost going to sleep, actually. She's like, oh, what a relief. Look at that. She's fallen to sleep. I'll show you on the side what her eye looks like. It's hard to see what her eye looks like from the front. But she's calm and relaxed. Look at that eye. Nice and calm. Good girl. She's fallen asleep. Oh, it's okay. You can have a rest. Good girl. There comes that big release, which is what she really needs. So now if I move around and pick up the water bottle and just toss it on the ground, she shouldn't be too terrified by it. And she's not. And if I ask her to follow me with the water bottle without a lead, she'll do it. Come on, love. Let's go. Good girl. Oh, what a clever lady. Come on. So she's coming around. She's a bit annoyed with me, but nothing major. And if you're going to work with her, you want to stop her on a good note, where she's having a nice, happy moment. Where she's not in a you're good. That's good. Good to hear you're good, Dougie. About you, Beard. How are you going? She seems to be glaring. Yeah, she is glaring. She's not happy. She's giving me the look of, and you can tell because she's not willing to drop. So that's a sign of submission when they drop. If she's not willing to drop, she's not submitting. She's not being submissive. And if she's not being submissive, She's being defensive, and if she's being defensive, then you've got to be very careful what you do with her. Make no mistake of it, she's as dangerous as Ellie. She's probably even more dangerous than Ellie because she holds everything in. So even though she lets these little releases out, she's still tense the whole time. No matter whether she's in the paddock with another horse or whether she's here with me, she's a ball of pent-up energy. And I know what that is because I'm like it myself. So she and I have a very good understanding of one another. I can read her very well. I'm still learning, and this is her the most calm she'll be is if you give her a nice neck scratch on her terms, as long as she's happy about it. If she's not happy about it, then we get those ear pinning problems. And the other thing is, if we do things like touch her ears and things, these are things she's got to get used to, because if she's going to ever have a kid go near her, a kid could grab her on the ear at any point and touch it. So desensitizing is not a thing that's enjoyable. It's like me having to put myself out and do cognitive behaviour therapy. It's pretty much the exact same thing. If I'm not, while I'm doing it, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not happy about having to force myself into the situation. I'm not happy about having to be in here with a horse that's so nervy. But I understand it'll do me the world of good, and it will give me what I need. As far as she's going to teach me more than any of the other horses have taught me. She'll teach me other things as well. So she's not as willing to let her protection go. She's very much a complete flight girl. And if that turns into a fight girl, well then God help you and watch out, because if that happens with her, it'll be vicious, and it'll be where she won't stop. I've seen ponies like this before. They've been abused, neglected, whipped around, belted, screamed at, yelled at, treated like shit. They don't let go of that. They hold it. And it can take you a very long time to prove to them that there are other ways of things being done. And they'll hate you until you get that breakthrough. So you have to maintain your patience and your cool with them. You cannot, even if they react and act out on you, you cannot do it back. If you do any malice towards them and you feel any malice towards them, they will pick that up and they will then go, right, well, you are enemy number one, let's tango. And that's what they'll do. That's all right, girl, you can have a look over there. What's Puppy doing? Papa, don't be glaring at her like you want to eat her, okay? Silly puppy. And look, she's not always a happy girl. Appies always don't look happy anyway because their eyeballs, whites of their eyes show. So sometimes when they're just standing still like this and they've got their ears partially back, it's not necessarily that they're wanting to kill you. They just have themselves in a tense mode. Or sometimes they can relax with their ear back. Just depends on the horse. There we go. And she's relaxed enough to do that, to give herself a scratch like that. That's a vulnerable position. So that's good. There we go, another release. And I must admit, the first week she was here, we did an awful lot with her. And she had a lot of work. So there is a part of her neck here that if you touch it, she gets very defensive. So we're going to just try to get her used to us doing that. There we go, just above the mane. Good girl. There we go. The other thing I like to do with the horses is practice that covering the eye. That promotes trust in you. So if you cover the eye one at a time first, just get them to relax. So it's almost like they're having a massage on their eye. Yeah, good girl. Scratch under there. Good girl. Good girl. What is it? I know there's mosquitoes. They're everywhere. Getting me too, darling. You got a bit thicker skin than me, though. And she's just going to have to get used to daily life here. I mean, I must say that little girl who worked with her was brave as hell, because I saw how scared she was of this pony. I could tell she was apprehensive being around the pony. I think the pony may have done a few things that maybe scared her. And it was the first time she's ever worked with a pony, so she really got thrown in the deep end. But she did well, but I can see why, you know, there was a fear there. Because it's a genuine fear. It's not that she's a bad horse. She's not bad. She just wants to protect herself. That's all she's trying to do. She just wants to be in a place where she's safe and able to sort of relax a bit herself. Good. Good. That's okay. She doesn't like that I don't allow that face to come into me. That's something I won't allow until I get to know her, because you can see she's cocked this side now. Now let's watch and see what happens. Does she threaten with the other side when we go on this side? Let's see if she changes that. Nope, she doesn't. So she's actually pretty relaxed there. That's really nice ears there. Good girl. Good job. But I mean, this is the thing. It does take a long time to break through with these horses. If you do it the rough way, which I suspect already has happened to her at some point along the line, which is where the damage has probably occurred. If you do it the old school way, this horse will melt down on you and she'll shut down completely. She's shut down before, I can tell. She's been in circumstances where she's just completely shut down. Now, a defeated, shut down horse is not necessarily a safe one. It's actually one of the most dangerous things you can create. This is why they try these days to sort of work a little bit more along the holistic side, where they're considering everything around the horse, in not just you know, what food they got or what saddle they got. They're considering the environment, what herd they're placing them in, how they're placing them in them, what they're doing. And you want to take that off? Shall we take it off? Yeah, she's getting agitated. See, so you're watching her leg here. So that's agitation. And you can see when I approached her just then, she's got cranky face. So I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Sudi, back you go. I don't want you getting kicked. Funnily enough, though, they had little dogs around her and she did nothing to the dog. She was actually very respectful of the dogs, which is good. Where is she? There she is. Your parents got back yesterday. Oh, yeah, you showed me that they gave you that thing, hey? They gave you that, the really cool little glassy thing. I'm trying to remember what was in it. It's like a scorpion or something, I think, was it? So what I will do, though, before I let her go, I'm going to just get her to accept. She's got this lump here on her neck, and I don't know what that is. I don't like that. I'm just going to go ask her to do a couple of things with me. I'm just going to ask her to give me a turn here. Oh, big cracks in those back legs. I think she's quite arthritic, so I might see if I can get some stuff to help that. Just noticing her crossover. Good girl. There we go. Okay, come on. Good girl. There we go. The other thing I want to encourage her to do is allow me to not be in front of her, but beside her as much as possible. Even if she's cranky about it, if she's beside me, then she's going to learn that it's not just about being scared and having her eyes forward all the time, worrying about what I'm going to do. Good girl. She dropped nicely then. Another mosquito. Good girl. And just getting basic stuff. It's going to help with the itches and scratches and things like that. You do something nice for her. There's birds imitating cockatoos and kookaburras that live around here. This side she's less happy about. So the off side she's not as happy with. She's calming down there. Good girl. Good girl. Just want her to really understand that this, me being on the side, isn't dangerous for her. It's dangerous for me, but it's not for her. She can smell. She can smell. Then we back. Good girl. There we go. Oh, scared the crap out of me, the next door horse. He went like that, didn't he? Shall we talk to him? Shall we call him over? Is that what he's saying? Is that what you're saying to him? All right, I'm going to let that off. Take this one off. Yes, you can go and do your own thing for a little bit. I got a lesson this morning around 9:45, so I'll move her back into the other paddock, and that'll be good. I'll wait till the lady comes, that way I can get past the goats without drama, and she can go back out with Henry for the day. We'll give her a bit of time in here. But thanks for watching, guys. I haven't done much today, but we've established a few things. She's in a bit of a mood today, and that's okay. She's realising now, oh, this lady means work. I really don't feel like working. It's not really work, it's just, you know, she doesn't like me talking. She doesn't like anything today. She's pretty much over it, so we'll leave her in this nice little state where she's nice and calm. We'll come back to it later on. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I'll catch up with you later. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Dougie. Thanks, Beard. Thanks, everybody else. Bye for now. BNet, I think, was there. Take care. I don't know how to turn it off. There we go. Doesn't want to turn off. Okay, there we go.